1 week from today, we will have March Madness games going on. I'm so excited. I'm hyped up. I hope you guys are too. I'm DaRock. Welcome back to Layup Lines, the Bandwagon Sports College Basketball Betting Show. If you've been enjoying these college basketball videos that I've been doing, like I said, I'm going to try to do it every day this week. Make sure to subscribe and drop a like on the video so you know every day that when that video drops with my picks. Like I said, week from today, we're going to have March Madness games going on. The first four will be starting a week from today. But we got a lot of teams to figure out who's going to be in the field. And we had two more officially make it in today. So I want to congratulate them first before we get into my picks for Tuesday. So on Monday, first, Samford beat Eastern Tennessee State 76-69 to make it back to the big dance, winning this SoCon. Their first appearance in the tournament since 2000, so been 24 years for the Bulldogs. They're currently projected as a 13 seed right now here according to Bracket Matrix, and they're a team that I think can make some noise in the tournament and upset a high seed. A core with a solid game once again for the Bulldogs. And then the other one, the JMU Dukes, 91-71, absolute dominant win over Arkansas State to win the Sun Belt Conference today. JMU is projected to be a 12 seed in the upcoming NCAA tournament. And granted, there's still some teams that have some games to play later in the week, but Samford and James Madison have the two most wins in all of Division I college basketball so far this year. This was James Madison's 31st win day, Samford's 29th. These are two teams that, like I said, I think they can make some noise. They'd be a popular upset pick for me personally, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Hopefully you guys ride with me. But now let's get into Tuesday's game. So first, we have two major tournaments starting on Tuesday, the Big 12 and the ACC. I'm going to start with the Big 12. First at 12:30 Eastern, all these games are on ESPN+. We have Oklahoma State versus UCF, who is a 4.5-point favorite. UCF won the meeting to these two teams early in the year. Oklahoma State's just really not good. They're a team that I've kind of gone at all year, faded them. So I would like UCF to cover that 4.5 in this one. And then the other one, at 3 Eastern, we have West Virginia against Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a 10.5-point favorite. These two teams actually split the regular season meetings between them, but Cincinnati won the last game in a blowout, and West Virginia, another team, just not very good. So I'm going to go with Cincinnati to cover that 10.5 as well. Then just looking at here some who I think could win the tournament. So on yesterday's show, Morning Shootaround, I gave Houston as a pick to win the national title. They're currently the favorites to win the Big 12 title at -140, and I think that's probably the best bet. I think they're the best team in the Big 12. I think they're obviously one of the best teams in the country. But maybe a value play, a dark horse I would like would be Baylor at +650. I think that's really good value. Baylor's a 3 seed in this tournament, so they have a double bye. They're not going to be playing until Thursday, just like Houston. They also played Houston really close in their game this regular season, so maybe in the second time around they could pull it out, and especially at that number, I wouldn't mind speaking a little bit on Baylor, but I would say Houston is my pick to win the Big 12 tournament. Then the other one, the ACC tournament. The first game's at 2, Georgia Tech versus Notre Dame. -1.5 Notre Dame is. But their team I don't think is very good this year either. I don't really know why they're favored. Georgia Tech's playing some decent basketball. They have some decent wins, over North Carolina and Duke this year. When I see them as an underdog, I think that's one I'm going to take. I'm going to go with the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech. I'm going to take them to win outright. They're going to be plus money there, so give me that. Then with 3:30, this game I'm not even going to touch. These two teams stink. Louisville versus North Carolina State. North Carolina State's -9.5-point favorite. Louisville's only won 8 games all year, so I really don't feel confident betting them. But North Carolina State, they played Duke competitive to start, but they fell apart. They didn't really put together a full game. They've lost a lot of their games recently. I think it's 4 straight or so. So I guess Vitalina aside, I'm gonna go Louisville, but I'm probably not gonna play that one. Then the final game at 7 Eastern. Miami is a 1.5-point favorite against Boston College. Also forgot to mention all these ACC games are on the ACC network here on Tuesday. And Miami, that's a team that last year they were in the Final Four. Again, high expectations for them this year. Maybe not as high as last year. They kind of got hot at the right time. But, to now be under 500, painful season for them. I think it ends today. I'm going to go Boston College. Boston College actually won the meeting between these two teams recently. So I think Boston College probably wins again. Then the favorite to win the ACC tournament is North Carolina at about +150, and that's probably who I would take. I really think they're just better than everyone else in the conference. The other team, Duke, is plus 160. That's what I'm just saying. Like, for that price, I mean, Carolina beat Duke both times this season. I don't know. Maybe if they got a third shot at them, Duke can knock them off. But even as a Duke fan, I'm not super confident in that. So I would probably just stick to the Tar Heels at plus 150 if you're gonna pick a winner for the conference tournament. Not really great value. Like I said, I just don't. There's not a lot of like great ACC teams this year. Like Duke, Carolina, Virginia, and Clemson should both be in the tournament, but I don't really feel confident in those teams. Maybe Clemson, definitely not Virginia. Wake Forest and Pittsburgh need to go on a bit of a run to get in the dance. So who knows? Maybe they win some games, but to win the whole thing, I don't know about that. So yeah, I'm gonna go North Carolina and then Houston as my two major conference winners. I'm gonna have Ian on the show tomorrow. We're gonna pick the whole Big East bracket tomorrow, so that should be a lot of fun. Make sure to tune in for that. Now let's get into the championship games that are going on here on Tuesday. 5 more bids will be clinched to the big dance tomorrow. The first one at 7 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. The Colonial Athletic Association, the 7 seed Stony Brook, takes on the 1 seed Charleston. Charleston's a 7-point favorite in that one. They won the Colonial last year. Not as good of a team this year as they had last year, but still a pretty solid squad. They're 7.5-point favorites. They've won 11 straight games, and they won the meeting between these two teams 93-87 back on January 6th. Both teams had some pretty impressive come from behind wins. Both played some battles today. I definitely like Charleston to win this game. I think they go back to the NCAA tournament representing the Colonial again. Covering 7, yeah, I'm gonna say they cover 7. I think I could see maybe it's close, but I think they're the better team. And sometimes you see these higher seeds when they go on runs, they kind of run out of gas towards the end, after they win a couple games. So I'm gonna go with Charleston to win that one. Also at 7 Eastern on ESPN, the Horizon League Championship, the 5 seed Milwaukee takes on the number 1 seed Oakland. Oakland's a 5.5-point favorite, and they won both matchups this season. But I like the way Milwaukee's playing right now from what I've watched. I gave them out as a pick earlier in the week. They had a nice comeback win against Green Bay in the quarters on Thursday last week that I watched. I watched their game a bit tonight. I just like the way they battle. And like I said, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. So even though Oakland did win both previous meetings at only 5, I'm gonna take Milwaukee plus 5. And you know what? I'm gonna pick them to win. I'm gonna pick them to win as well. I mean, it's a little biased for me. I like Wisconsin teams. Haven't gone to school there for a little bit. So I'm going to go with the UW Milwaukee Panthers to represent the Horizon and win that one. And then the final one at 7 Eastern, the Northeastern Conference, the 6 seed Wagner heads to the 1 seed Merrimack. Merrimack's a 6.5-point favorite. They split the season series with the road team actually winning both in this one. But I gave out Merrimack as my pick to win this tournament before it started. So I got to keep riding them. I mean, they're the 1 seed. They're playing the 6. They should theoretically be the better team. 6.5 points. Like I said, just similar to Charleston. Not really a bunch of points. It's not, it's not a blowout win. It's not a close game. It's kind of in the middle. So those are kind of sometimes hard to judge. But, I mean, I got to keep riding them. I trust my gut. I went with Merrimack to win the title before the tournament started. I picked Sanford to win this title before that one started. So I got that one right. Sadly, Asheville let me down. I gave that one out. But so far, I've been pretty good on who I thought would win pick-wise. I also picked Drake. I couldn't bet on Drake because I live in Illinois. Drake and Moorhead I could not bet on, but those were who I did think were going to win. So I don't know. Maybe you don't believe me. Maybe you think I'm LeBron even right here making them up. But I'm going to go with Merrimack to win the Northeast. The next matchup, there's not going to be a spread on this one. It's not out yet because as I'm recording, Gonzaga is still currently in action. But it's going to be the West Coast Conference, the 1 seed Gonzaga, or the 1 seed St. Mary's and the 2 seed Gonzaga. St. Mary's had a pretty nice win tonight earlier. Gonzaga, they struggled a little bit with San Francisco in the first half, but now are kind of blowing them out here as I'm recording this. These two teams split the season series with, once again, the road team winning both. And just not a pick 'em. I mean, you might just get good money on a pick 'em anyways. I'm going to go Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga is my pick to win. They're playing their best ball here at the right time. I mean, Graham Ike and Ryan Nemhart are a lot to handle for the Bulldogs. 2 really solid players. And, I mean, it's a team that a couple weeks ago, I thought, this Gonzaga team probably isn't good enough. They're not making the tournament. But I think they've more than proven that they are. And they could cause some problems. I mean, St. Mary's is still going to make the tournament. Still going to be a good team, too. And, I mean, it's just about every year. This is the championship in the West Coast Conference, and it's always a great game. So I'm excited for it. Definitely tune into this one it's on 8 Eastern on ESPN. I forget if I mentioned that. So, yeah, it's going to be a good one. I'm going to go with Gonzaga. I'd maybe play them like 3.5, 4.5, maybe 5.5, but probably not a whole lot higher than that. But I definitely like them to win and be the automatic qualifier for the West Coast Conference. Then the final conference title game here on Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. The Summit League Finals. The 7 seed Denver takes on the 1 seed SDU. South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, playing in their backyard here in the Pentagon. They're 8.5-point favorites. These two teams split the season series, with the home team winning both. But the Jackrabbits are just one of those teams. They're always in the dance, always competing for the South Summit title. Denver actually has never made the tournament. I haven't realized that. They did only transition to Division I back in 1999. Definitely follow, if you don't, on Twitter, Mid-Major Madness. He has a really good, kind of short, write-up blurbs, couple stats for all these games. So I definitely have enjoyed his content. I've been following him for a while, but especially this week, just to kind of get to know us about some of these mid-major schools, I would definitely check him out. And I think, honestly, I'm going to take that 8.5. South Dakota State won 97-70, so blew out Denver last time they played. The second meeting was more recently. Like I said, they're hot right now. They're more experienced with come tournament time. So I'm going to go with South Dakota State to win the Summit League. And that's going to wrap it up for the big games I'm watching here on Tuesday. Like I said, great day of basketball. We got basketball on all day. This is the best time of year. Conference tournaments, great time. March Madness coming next week. If you're enjoying it, you want to be up to date, know all the games, get my picks, get my thoughts, make sure to, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Bandwagon Sports, we're on the up here. March, big month. March Madness. NHL playoffs coming up. We're going to have some stuff with that. MLB regular season starting. We're going to have some stuff with that. So a lot of videos coming soon. Make sure you're in the know. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.